yo, 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 yo. What's up, my people? Good evening. Peace to everybody out there on this Monday. What is the deal with everybody? Hope everybody had a blessed day. Yes, yes. It's March 9th. Right. And it's 6:06, man. I almost didn't. I almost canceled this live, y'all. I ain't gonna lie to you. I almost did it for a second. I started to because I had the itis I ate, so but I said no, man. I don't want to keep doing that. Don't keep canceling lives. I mean, so I said let me come up here and just go ahead and do what I got to do. Um, Peace to everybody that's out there traveling, everybody that's moving around. For anybody who's going to work, get there safe. If you're coming home from work, get there safe. All kids who might be in after school programs. Yeah, kids, don't worry your parents. Go ahead and go your behind the way you got to go so that we won't worry them to death. If you are new to the channel, smash that like button, like, share, subscribe if you're coming in. I'm probably not going to be up here too long unless my guest comes, so I'm not going to be long winded. Other than that, we're going to do what we do, so let's get to it. So, for the newcomers, the regulars, everyone, welcome to Duck Studios and welcome to the No Duck Zone podcast. Let's go. Y'all, it is hot as fish grease out here in New York, man. I'm not complaining, but it's just weather that I know that we have to enjoy it because it's not going to last long. Because they're talking about the weather going back into the 30s, which to me that is a bunch of bull crap. But it is what it is. I want to say rest in peace to the notorious B.I.G. It's been 26 years. This is crazy, y'all. 26 years since he's been gone. Which is crazy. I was 14, so that's bananas. 26 years since the man been gone, but rest in peace to him. I was bumping some of his music today. I know Brooklyn's probably going crazy. You know, they're doing something. I believe they had an event for him yesterday. Wish I could have made it, but you know, it is what it is. But rest in peace to B.I.G. Shout outs to all the amateurs out there. Hey, Mike, I see you. Shout outs to all the amateurs out there. Everybody who fought this past week. We had Zuffa boxing yesterday, um, which I watched today, the main event, and we just gonna get into a whole bunch of different boxing. We're not gonna just get into Zuffa. I know you see the thumbnail. That's just because he fought yesterday, but we're gonna get into a whole lot of different stuff. I'm getting a lot of emails about stuff that's coming up and stuff that's getting ready to happen. Um, I got an email about Tank and Pitbull maybe later this summer, but you know me, I can't worry about that until we see what his situation is. So we have a busload of so many different things that's about to happen, and y'all see me, when I brought up the ladies MVP. Shouts to the women. It was Women's Day the other day. I started to do a live about the Women's Day, and I didn't do it, but shouts to all the ladies anyway out there. You guys are much appreciated, even though y'all think y'all not. Shout outs to y'all. So, when it comes to, reporting boxing news and doing stuff, me, I be on the chill mode side because a lot of times there don't really be much to report. And I'm sure, I'm not the guy who's sure to sit around and wait for something so he can go report it. I try to just, bring to y'all stuff that I feel like that's important. And what I was going to do yesterday was bring up the whole Women's Day, and and I just said, you know what, I'll let that I'll let that one go. Hold on, there's something I need to bring up. Shouts to my girl Mona Ward, who's back in action. Who I want to have her back on the show. I think y'all remember when I had Mona Ward up here. She's from St. Louis. I had Mona up here, I believe last year. Mona Ward will be returning to the ring the 21st of this month. There's a lot going on the 21st of this month, but I'm sure going to work on having her back. So probably going to reach out to her and see if we can get something going this week. Shout outs to her and her opponent. That'll be that should be a good one. And hey, it's a Midwest showdown. Her opponent's from Kansas City, Missouri. So that should be something. BXC Promotions, shout outs to them. I mean, that should be a good one. So, yeah. So anyway, okay, good. I want to make sure I got really the right person. Yeah. So, with that being said, hold on, y'all. Wait a minute. I'm losing something for a second. Just bear with me, y'all. Hold on. Y'all stay right there. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, y'all. I want to talk about um how some of these I think I brought this up before about how some of these referees do a little too much, man. Um, I just so happened to be watching the fight today, and before I could even describe how the fight went, because that's not really my concern about how it went, and you know, I see some referees, and I addressed this before that some of you referees are still doing a little too much of not letting these guys box. And I understand that you guys got a job to do, but Jesus, man. I mean, there's something when the commentators have to say something. When the commentators have to say something, it becomes pretty much a pain in the ass. Now, I didn't go back to watch the whole Zuffa. I was just concerned about the main event and how that played out. I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't know nothing about either opponent that was in that ring. I was curious because I know, God, I can't. I guess Ja, that's what they call him, Ja, right? It seemed like his name was always, whenever his name would be brought up, David Benavidez's name would always be brought up, and I go, "What is this guy's a light heavyweight? What is he?" Um, then he come to find out he's cruiser, but they said he was 199, and I'm thinking about David, like, okay, what happens after David's fight May 2nd? Could we see these two next? But I don't know. I think he's talking about going up to heavyweight, so maybe not. His opponent Brandon just couldn't. I don't know. He had the worst luck. He had to fight Ja and fight the referee. Now I'm not making no excuses for him, because he probably would have lost anyway. But watching it, yeah, he had to. If you saw it, he had to. he had to fight him and fight the ref. It's I hate to see fights like that where they're not letting these guys get their you know they're not letting them do what it is that they need to do. Sometimes they're just super annoying, and I've seen that ref before in past fights, and too many of them are getting away with not letting fighters do whatever it is that they need to do. But that's just my opinion. Shouts to Ja for going in there doing his thing, getting the Zuffa title. I have to watch a little more on Zuffa. I ain't sold on him. I know a lot of y'all are getting sold on him because anything involving with boxing, y'all gonna get happy about it. I'm not sold on them. I don't know if I will. I'll probably have to watch a little more from them. Um, I think that's fair. Who the hell is this? Marco Rodriguez. I don't know who the hell you are, Marcus. How the hell you get in here? Marco Rodriguez. I don't know who you are, bro. I don't even know how the hell he actually even joined. I don't know how that just happened. That's crazy. Somebody thought they was gonna get me. I don't think so. I don't know who the hell that was. That's the first time that ever happened. Don't y'all come over here thinking y'all could get me. I'm too much of a smart content creator. Y'all will not be able to pull a fast one on me. I don't even send you this link. I don't even know how people was able to even get on here. That was crazy just now. YouTube, y'all got to do your job. Because if I don't send somebody the link, how the hell are they trying to press to come up? Oh, nobody. Don't y'all get caught trying to play around with me. Because you're not going to win. Rodriguez, I don't even know who you are. You're going to have to write. You got to write in my chat. I don't even know who you are. If you don't write in my chat, you're not coming up. I don't even know who you are, how you even got the link to even come up here. I don't know how you got that. So you're gonna have to yeah, you're gonna have to write in the chat. I don't even know who the hell you are, bro. Or why you keep asking to join, but it ain't happening. Give me 1 second, y'all. Yeah, don't be trying to ask to join my link. I don't know who the hell you are or how you even try to get up here. I don't even understand how that just happened just now. I might have to holler at YouTube about that. I'm gonna definitely holler at YouTube about that. Then when I tell you to write in the chat, you don't write, so guess what? You're a fraud. You ain't coming up here. So don't try again. Don't try it again to come up here because I don't know who you are. Told you to write in the chat. You didn't write in the chat. So have a nice day. Think I'm gonna let you up here so you can do something stupid? I don't think so. Anyway, like I was saying, yeah, these referees don't. They're just not letting people get. They don't let them. They don't let them get their shit off. So I was paying attention more than that than actually the fight because I'm like, yo, are you gonna let them fight, ref, or are you just gonna continue to step in every time you think you gotta step in? That's what that's what pissed me off. Sometimes boxing can be watching it. Sometimes could be very annoying. It can be very annoying at times because we're like, look, we've been waiting for this fight. This is a good fight. Go ahead and let these guys get in there and do what they do, and then hit a ref come. It just after a while it becomes too much. But you know it is what it is. Boxing's not going to change. Oh, well, why didn't you say? Why didn't he say something then? Hold on, hold on, y'all. That was my man Coastal Boxing, y'all. He got to tell me something, man. He ain't coming up as Coastal Boxing. Some other name. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, how somebody else get the link and I gotta send it to them? I'm used to calling him Coastal Boxing. I ain't used to calling him by his name. So just told my guy I didn't know. He gotta let me know. Anyway, so yeah, so but you know, other than that, man, I can't even go through the whole card, and I'm not gonna do it. But I am looking forward to the rest of this year to see what boxing has to offer with the ladies, with the fellas, you know, with the promotional companies, seeing what MVP is gonna do at ESPN. Um, it's a whole busload of stuff that I'm looking to see. I'm not like everybody else, I just don't trip. I don't trip off certain fights not happening, and then I'm wondering when is it gonna happen? Like I'm losing my cool. I'm so patient right now when it comes to boxing that it doesn't really matter to me when these fights happen. I mean, a lot of people say I don't want to wait till the following year, but you know, if something happens, I don't want you to be the one to say it was too quick, too soon. So that's how I look at it. All right, I got time for that. April 4th too, y'all. So I just seen it on my phone. April 4th. Uh, Anybody, like I said, that's following amateur boxing, April 4th is going down. Saturday, April 4th, is going down. Sterac City, Brooklyn Sports Club, 1540 Van Sicklen Avenue. You know, that's Brooklyn. Um, road to ring, the road to the garden, Ringmasters continues. So, hey, pull up to that. Weigh-in is at 3 p.m. Showtime is 5 p.m. Pop up for that. That's gonna be a good one, man. And shout outs to Sterac City. Shout out to Jimmy O. Rest in peace to him. Who they will be giving him a day, I believe, May 22nd, May 23rd, if I'm not mistaken. So shout outs to him. Miss Mason, I see you. What's up, love? So yes, April 4th, Saturday at 5 p.m. Ringmasters Road to the Garden continues. So Brooklyn, wherever you at, come on down. I told y'all, the amateurs future. And you just wait, because I'm finna grab some amateurs and have them up here. So y'all just wait. Just wait. I'm gonna try to get more than one of them up here too. I'm gonna try to have a busload of them, but I know a lot of them are busy, but we're gonna work on something. But like I was saying, I mostly sit back because I know a lot of people they be running out of so many boxing conversations I have that we got to spin the block to bring up the same stuff because you could say it's plenty to talk about, and then I could tell you there's not much to talk about, and then you go how, and I go with if it was plenty to talk about, you wouldn't be talking about the same thing. So that part right there, you got to make sense. It can't be plenty to talk about. So a lot of times, if you hear the content and you hear me talking, you're probably trying to think of what the hell is he talking about. Well, if you know, you know. A lot of times, I'm not digging in the stories. A lot of times, I might be not looking to see what's going on out there or if I heard anything. Sometimes I just choose to do things my way. And sometimes it is best that way to save myself the headaches, to save myself from getting caught up in certain conversations that I know that always lead to an argument or it leads to confusion. Just this month of March alone, it's a lot of important fights coming up just for this month alone. And excuse me, y'all, I'm waiting to report all of them. I'm actually waiting to do that. So, you know, when we doing the fights over here, for all the people who are coming up fighting, just know this: we're not covering anybody that ain't got nothing to do with what we're talking about. Now, lately, I've been having boxing conversations where I brought up stuff that didn't have nothing to do with the show. But you know what? When I say boxing talk, I try to also be fair, and I can't cut people off and go, um, I don't want to talk about. I mean, I could easily do that, but I also want to be fair with it with people. So, I never want people to feel like, well, you're not going to be able to go to his show because this is what you're not going up there talking about. I mean, there are some things where I'd be like, yo, that's not even necessary to really be out there talking about, especially if there's other people already talking about it. Your thing is not to go the same route that everybody else is going. Um, your job is to stay in your own lane. Be your own person. So by all means, I don't want anybody to ever think that I don't want them to come up, or hey, this is not a channel with. It's not that. It's just that we what we're doing now. We're restoring order. That's what we're doing. It's like I always say, restore order, and that's what we pretty much try to do over here is to restore order. So everybody can get a clear understanding on how it works. And I think that's fair enough, because everybody has a way of running their channel and or bringing up what they want to bring in conversations. And I think that's fair. But I just try to get people just to understand sometimes how I work and why I do things the way I do. I'm never ashamed to sit up here by myself and talk. Some people have to have an audience. Some people have to have people with them. Some people feel like if nobody's listening to them, they're not getting their point across. So now they quick to go get off the live and say, me, I sit here and I just, even if it's for 30 minutes. Um, but yeah, but by all means, I don't want anybody to ever think that when it comes to the channel, we can't come up here and speak our mind. He's not going to let us. No such thing. No such thing. It's no such thing as me not letting you do that. I think, somebody speaking their mind is more important than ever because the voices are necessary and the voices need to be heard. And it depends on who it's coming from. So, yeah, that's what I always try to do. Um, Miss Mason, let me tell you. When I first started out doing this boxing, I had no fucking clue of what I was doing really. I was just a boxing fan who wanted to talk boxing with people who like boxing like me. It was never to argue with anybody, to insult anybody, or if we don't agree, I'm going to talk about your mom or insult you. That was never the reason why. So, I try to keep a positive energy as much as I can because one thing about it, Miss Mason, and you know just as well as I do, social media is crazy. It's at its all time high. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever you want to call it. And so I'm learning more and more every day. Like I got days I get up now and I go, I'm not going live today. I'm not going live today. And it has nothing to do with you guys. So I don't want y'all to think that when I don't go live, it has something to do with y'all. Sometimes it just has a lot to do with my mental, and I don't feel like being bothered. Because to sit up here, if you sitting up on YouTube 5 days a week, 6 days a week for 4 hours, rather if you go live for 1 hour or 2 hours, it's a lot. And when you're trying to put back into the channel so you can get things done, you're trying to get this, you're trying to get that, you're trying to upgrade. Just like I said, now I can tell y'all to welcome to No Ducks to Duck Studios because I'm in my room. So now I realize I don't have to step outside my house to go get a studio. just so I could say I got the studio to do my lives or recordings or whatever you want to call it. My room became that, but also to use this, you got to generate money. Some type of money got to come through. And I realized I have to be my own sponsor and put my own money back into the channel because, people are just out here supporting what they want to support and who they want to support, and that's cool. But with me, it's not about doing this for the money, but at the same time, you are taking a lot of your time to do it. So, as much as I love boxing, that's what I take my time to do. I take a lot of it. And, a lot of the time that you spend, you're asking yourself, what am I going to gain from this? Yeah, of course, you definitely got to believe in yourself before anybody else does. And I've told people that numerous times that you have to believe in yourself. Um, the problem is too also that too many people are looking for somebody else's approval when you don't need nobody's approval. So this is the reason why when I have these boxing topics and I do my lives the way I do, you know what I'm saying? After a while, I had to learn how to do it my way. And then I had to tell myself that, you know what? You don't need nobody's permission to be great. Um, God told you to go be great, so go be great. He gave you a gift. Whatever you do with that gift is your choice. It's up to you. So that's what I went and did with it. I went and did that. Like, I went to be great on my own. One thing I love about me is that I don't have to follow it into the footsteps of everybody else who feels like they got to be super duper extra to get their point across. Like, that's just, that's not me. So my boxing topics or how I talk about it will never be like everybody else on this YouTube. It would never be like everybody else because you got guys that's historians that can break it down, and me, I'm just the type. Look, I'm here to talk about it. Let's talk about it. I'm not here to put on a shirt and tie and glasses and try to sound all damn intelligent because I'm looking for somebody to give me credit on how I break it down. I don't care if you give me credit on how I break boxing down or not. Or it doesn't matter to me if you think I don't know what I'm doing. If that's okay. That's your opinion. Um, but a lot of people have have fell off the boxing map because not because they didn't know what they were talking about, but because they were being hated on by some of the things that they were saying. And when they speak truth, somebody will call it a lie or call it hate. So I noticed that when it comes to these boxing conversations, this is what people, they do. You have to find a way to break boxing down or do your boxing content the way you need to and stop looking at how everybody else does it. Do it your way. Even though you might look at somebody and go, man, damn, I love the way they break it down. I need to do that. What works for somebody, like I said before, don't work for you. Do your content the way you do it. Because at the end, you're gonna feel good about it when it's all said and done because you know you didn't have to be something that you're not. You didn't have to be extra. You didn't have to jump out the window. You didn't have to sell yourself. That's the great thing about it. Oh no, my phone died. Oh no, this sucks. Oh, okay, here we go. Shit. Yeah, so and I just try to keep it truthful. When y'all hear me bring up something, rather if it's a rather if it's a fighter or if it's a promotional company or rather if it's a whoever, I try to be truthful as I can to y'all. Um, or not even truthful, just speak my mind. Um, because a lot of people live in this. I gotta be careful, and I'm gonna take my chances as a content creator because I'm always a person who took chances in life. I've always took chances in life. Majority of my life, probably since I was a kid, was me taking chances. Some of them chances could have got me where you probably wouldn't even be speaking to me today. Had those, had it went left. But the world is about being a chance taker. You have to take a chance, and that's on everything. So when I became a boxing content creator, that's what I did, y'all. I took chances. I took a chance, and then guess what? I'm still taking that chance today. Rather if somebody believes in what I do or not, or rather if they like me, rather if they're wishing me away, we'll whoop his ass when we see him, even though that won't happen. But it's like I'm gonna be me. I don't. I'm not gonna be. I'm not gonna be a yes person all the time, so you can understand me. That's just not the person I'm gonna be. So I love who I am, especially when it comes to this boxing, because I'm able to be truthful about how I feel about things. I tell y'all all the time. Y'all see the amateurs out there, the young youth, go support them. I tell y'all that all the time. And the relationship I was able to go build with them is amazing. Everything that I've able to do since I've been involved in boxing has been beautiful. So when it comes to these conversations, y'all go, man, somebody says there's nothing to talk about in boxing, maybe it's because they talk themselves to death bringing up the same conversations. But there's always something you can find in boxing to talk about, but you just make sure it's not related to what you already been talking about. That's the problem. Because some of you guys can't bring up anything without bringing something up that ain't got nothing to do with it. And then you go, hold on, hold on, hold on. I'm just using this as an example. No, you're not. No, you're not just using that example because then when I use what I'm about to use that example, it's a problem. A lot of these guys will lower you into a conversation, or they lower you into they'll lower you into a debate, and you're not even trying to be in that. You just like, bro, this person we talking about ain't even got nothing to do with it. We on a whole different type of conversation. You bringing this person up. Um, I think it's. I don't want to say it sucks. Let me tell you like this. I think boxing. I mean, celebrity boxing been going on, so I can't really sound like I'm hating on it, because they was doing celebrity boxing back on MTV. So it's been around. I think now everybody just thinks they're a boxer now. That's my problem with it. Everybody thinks they're a damn boxer now. You got all these celebrities that I mean, it's cool for some of these celebrities to get in and get it off their chest. But but a lot of them think that it's crazy, man. I ain't got no beef with it. I don't want to sound like I'm hating on it. I mean, I guess it's cool, but when I see football players like Ocho Cinco, he gets on my doggone nerve because in his mind, he thinks he's a damn fighter.
He thinks for some reason he's a damn fighter. Ocho Cinco, he thinks he's a damn fighter. That's what kills me. And you might be one on the street, or you might have learned a little boxing, but brother, you ain't a fighter. That's not me hating. It's just being real. So it's just certain shit that I see, and I'll be shaking my head. Like everybody, this is why I say boxing is a community that leaves its doors open and it allows anybody and everybody to walk in there. Um, the thing with Jake is he came up in the gym, but he just never was a, and he just took it to YouTube. Like this, like these celebrity boxers right now, depends on who we talking about. The size they start getting good at, I'm gonna go pro. Because that's what everybody think. Oh, I'm really good at this fight. I'm really good at this, and I can go make money. I could do all this because they look at the Floyd Mayweathers, the Devin Haney's, and they look at every other successful Mike Tyson, Sugar Ray Leonard. They look at all these other guys that made a lot of money in boxing, and they think that they can go do the same thing. I respect Jake for what he does for the women, what he's continuing to do for the women, because a lot of these amateur girls is coming up now, and a lot of these prospects, they're gonna be all right if they over there with him. They're gonna be all right if they're in most valuable promotions. They're going to be a okay over there with him. But yeah, as far as the celebrity, I don't really. You would think I would watch it, but I don't even watch it because I don't. I'd be like, I don't even. I don't. I don't. I don't want to diss them and be like, yo, they ain't. They not real fighters, so I don't care about watching them. But I guess it's good for when they want to get something off their chest. It's kind of better than beating the hell out of somebody in the street. Um, but it's still risky though. It's risky because even though it's celebrity boxing, you can get hurt if somebody just so happened to catch you with something. Um, that's the scary thing about it. But other than that, yeah, I got no beef with it. My man D Hall yesterday interviewed the guy who runs that, who does the whole celebrity, I guess the bald head guy, the white guy. Uh, my man D Hall, shouts to D Hall and the People Show, did an interview with him yesterday. So yeah, but believe. I don't know because I don't even pay attention to that girl. I'm gonna keep it real with you. I'm that girl. When I used to see her in Blueface, they both annoyed me. They were a bad example of what a black couple was. They was a bad example of what a couple was. And this is the problem that I have, that we got to stop letting these networks and television um, have us all up here looking like fools. Because you make money on TV, but believe me, you ain't making as much money as the network. You ain't making much money as the network, and I don't think these people understand that we allow these networks to take us because the color of our skin and because we look like we need a couple dollars. I could put you on here, dress you up, give you a few lines to read because none of this stuff is supposed to be real. It's only supposed to be reality. Give you a few lines to read and then throw you a couple dollars. But I'm being real. I never liked that dude really and her because they to me they remind me of a. It was just like a project trashy relationship. Like the couple is just it's crazy. He's another one. All of a sudden now he done became a fighter. It's ironic how they both in boxing. But once again, I don't want to sound like a hater. But yeah, when it comes to her, because you know what's so crazy? She might need some boxing lessons. Because I saw a video where I forgot where she was from. No, where she was, not where she's from. I seen a video. She was somewhere, and a girl punched her in her face. She never punched the girl back. I said, well, shit, maybe you need some boxing lessons. She never punched the girl back. I don't know where she was, and I'm thinking usually somebody hit her, she pops off. Well, she probably will. They say Carissa Shields was working with her. I don't know how true that was, but somebody said that Carissa Shields was working with her. I said I wouldn't care if Layla Ali and Ann Wolf and Christy Martin was working with her. Yeah, yeah, we just here to laugh, man. It's funny. Um, everybody wants to be a boxer. You know, you got these tough man tournaments. You got a lot of these where everybody wants to be a boxer, but I think the safest way is to get into. I mean, the safest way is to get into those type of shows. If you can get into that without actually hurting somebody, which means outside the ring, if we could put two gloves on and we could settle it. Shouts to my brother Mike, right? I ain't talked to him in a minute. Rumble in the Bronx. Y'all might have heard Rumble in the Bronx. Look it up on YouTube. Look it up on Instagram. At one time, I wanted to get into the Rumble in the Bronx because I'm like, oh, a place where we could throw hands. And if you got an issue with somebody, you can invite them into the Rumble. You can invite them in there. You can literally invite them in, get your shit off, and hopefully when it's over, y'all can shake hands. You know what I'm saying? Tay Tay, my Long Island sister, what's up? So I'm kind of happy when I see um, stuff like that because it does kind of help. I'm chilling. I'm chilling. I'm chilling, Tay. It kind of helped that when you need to get some off your chest, they got events like that. But far as the real boxing, we know you don't play that. Where from the Bronx? Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. You can ask them about it. They know about it. It used to be up at Watson in the Bronx, but they be moving to different places. They just had a show I think they was doing last month. One of the guys hit me up and he was like, "If you want to fight, let me know." And I'm like, "Nah, man, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it." When I was in my 20s, when they used to be heavy, because Rumble in the Bronx was heavy. When you came to the Bronx, it was heavy. They went from fighting inside like a little warehouse to freaking outside in the park in public. And we used to see baby mamas versus girlfriends, girlfriends versus side pieces, baby mamas versus baby mamas. Like it used to be crazy. Baby daddies versus husbands. Man, listen, you didn't you could see it all. I had nobody that I ever wanted to call out. I did have somebody I used to be cool with, but the thing was it was so bad where I was like, I don't want to put no gloves on. I just want to slap him across his Dumbo face. Because I could have easily challenged him and said, come on, but he wasn't gonna do it. I know he wasn't gonna do it because he know what's up. He know what's up. Not saying like I'm Floyd Mayweather, but he know what's up. It's like a lot of these cats on YouTube, they know what's up. They need to have a tournament or have some show for YouTubers. You know what I'm saying? Because some of the way y'all talk on here, I hope y'all knuckle game is just as good as you talk. But hey, I'm not calling nobody out. I'm just saying. So yeah, but that's how I yo for real. I'm just saying, Miss Mason, where they be talking real spicy and crazy sometimes, and I don't get that because I thought YouTube was something where you go, you know what? Let me make my money. Let me keep it strictly business. Let me keep this strictly business, and it might change my family's life. For the last couple years, all you've been getting is a bunch of tough guys on here. A bunch of guys is telling you what they gonna do when they see you, and they telling you to drop their addy and all that. Man, listen, man, that ain't y'all missing the whole point of wanting to be up here. It's about getting the bag. Oh, I'm not worried about money. I stay getting money. Okay, so stay in your lane. Stay in your lane of getting money. Why go to the tough guy route if you've never been there before? And if you've been there before, you know where the tough route guy gets you. Why go there? Respectfully get your money, raise your family, please the wife if you got one, and that's about it. That's all you got to do. That's the reason why these boxing topics be going so left. People can't control their emotions. I sit up here, I could talk to you about old school boxing and bring up a fighter that I might have watched, or bring up somebody from the day, or whatever, or bring up the future. I take one of these guys that's an amateur and be like, watch him, he's the future. Like it's that simple. It's really that simple. Shout to Ja Overtime for going in there getting that W. You know what I mean? Shout outs to him. His opponent Brandon tried.
The hook or not? I put my own on. I hear it. Nah. I want you go ahead. I want you to
Hey,
still want it.
hey man, I didn't know that was you. You gotta text me and let me know. I said, yo, there's a troll in here or something. You know I call you Coastal Boxing. I don't ever call you by your name, Coast. I said, who the hell is this guy coming in here? I'm sorry though, bro.
What's going on? What's going on?
Yo, what's up, Coast? Man, my guy. I'm just talking to the people about how we carry ourselves as content creators and our jobs and how, just you don't have to follow the same content. You don't have to follow the same content as everybody else. Um, Cover boxing the way you want to cover it. And don't try
Hmm?
to do it the way everybody else does it. Because what you do is you find yourself in a race.
Right.
You trying to run with guys that run too fast. Yeah, you're trying to run with guys who run too fast, or you're trying to run with guys who just they run too slow. Whatever the case may be. So, I always say, like, you know how we be like, there's nothing to talk about in boxing, right? But sometimes there's something to talk about. But my thing is, don't don't say it's nothing to talk about in boxing, and then when it's time to bring up something we haven't talked about, now you're bringing up something that we already talked about. It kind of makes the if you notice, it makes conversations boring if you constantly keep bringing up the same fighters, the same situations. After a while, coach, you got to say, you know what? Damn, I don't even want to talk about boxing today. If somebody go, coach, what's wrong? Because I'm tired of hearing the same shit. So shout out to Ja Overtime. He went out last night. He did his thing. I was speaking on coach how that referee pissed me off. I didn't. That referee pissed me off because I felt like that referee. He had to fight Ja Overtime and he had to fight the referee Brandon. Even though he was gonna lose anyway, I felt like the referee. You could tell me what you thought if you saw it. Did you feel like that referee was even though Brandon would have probably lost anyway? Did you feel like that referee was doing too damn much?
I'm gonna be honest. I haven't watched the fight. I missed the fight.
Okay,
I kind of seen little bits of highlights, but I didn't get to see the highlights how I wanted to see it.
okay,
I
okay,
just
okay, okay.
know what I do know. I seen the other guy look like he didn't have a chance. Just
Nah,
of the highlights, looked
yo,
like Buddy
young
didn't have
man,
a chance. And what I seen was also what
Buddy
I
looked
also
like he
seen
got
was
jumped.
yeah, I kind of seen something like that. I seen like, his face wasn't looking good. The
Yo, his face,
combinations all night was looking crazy.
his face looked like the corner tagged, like Joe, like y'all overtime tagged the corner in, and they all just jumped him.
Damn,
That's what the shit
so
looked like.
So what it sounds like to me, it sounds like to me
Angie, I
what we
see you, my
have.
girl. What up?
What it sounds like to me, it looked like this guy's face looked like hamburger meat.
You know what? When I looked at his forehead and seen that he had a knot, when he had a knot on his forehead and his shit was sticking out and he looked like ET, I was like, yo, that's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, that was crazy. Yo, he literally looked like ET. Coach, don't do that to me. I'm serious, Coach. I'm serious, bro. Your man looked like ET. Listen, anybody who watched
Damn.
that fight, I want y'all to DM me and tell me that, yo, see, you're capping. Go back to that video and tell me if that man did look like ET after. That's how bad he was knotted up. Your man, Jao Overtime, was boxing like, but yeah, it was. I didn't watch the whole
The thing
card.
I want to
I just
know,
watched that one.
the thing I want to know. All right, we have this guy who's guy open time who's signed to Zuffa Boxing.
Yes.
What competition is he going to have in Zuffa Boxing? Does that mean he's only going to be fighting fighters in Zuffa Boxing,
You
or is
know
he going to be
what?
fighting fighters?
I
The only reason I'm
wonder.
asking that, the only reason I'm asking because I know Zuffa Boxing have their own belts.
Yes. Yes. I'm gonna tell you what I told D Free, and I said this just a while ago. I'm not sold on them yet. I need to see something from them. Kind of like when Tyler Sheik walked into the game, I wasn't sold on Turk because I needed to see what he was doing. I didn't know because sometimes you don't know what these people doing. Boxing is a sport where people walk in and make money, and they can make just enough money to say I'm done with the sport.
And that's
So
what that's
yeah,
what everyone thought Turkey was going to do. Because Turkey said he's going to stay in the sport for X amount of years and just be out. So
that's what I
we
thought he
don't
was
know.
doing. That's what
We
I
don't
I
know.
never thought. Listen, I never thought that we'll be around to see Turkey, who hasn't been around that long, to make Canelo versus Crawford. Jesus Christ!
Not only that, we got the Usyk fight that he made.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
a lot of fights that we didn't think that will come into fruition came into fruition because you can
Like
say
the
that
sea should just. Yeah, yeah,
Turkey came in
yeah.
and he was like, yo, well, what's the issue here? What is it really just money? So look here, money's not an issue now. So what are we talking
Look,
about now?
to get Shakur and Teofimo Lopez, something I was like, when I first heard, I said, man, that shit ain't happening, man. I don't want to hear nothing about that. That shit ain't happening. When they said January 31st, Madison Square Garden, man, I lost my mind. I said, oh, it's about to go down. To see
Oh,
Keyshawn Davis, and you know what? To see Keyshawn Davis against Jermaine
right.
Ortiz, I had no issue with it. And I was like, okay,
How can you?
this is this is an okay card. It's okay. So I really wasn't mad at it. Now, to answer your question about Ja Overtime, oh, now we need Butterbean versus Jake Paul. Angie, if you don't stop it, stop. Angie, ain't nobody got time for you, Angie. Look, Coach, Angie gonna tell me she need to see Butterbean versus Jake Paul. Let me tell you something, Angie. I'm gonna be real with you. If Jake Paul would have been around it when Butterbean was active, that would have been a big mistake. Because Butterbean literally was knocking people on their ass. And Butterbean's a little fat white boy, but he was knocking people, Coach, on their ass.
He over here
Literally.
just coming over here, bam, 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 all
Look,
night.
My man Polite said, "Mama, we do not." Yeah, no, that would have. If you would have took Jake Paul, put him back in the '90s, and he was Jake Paul he is now against Butterbean, that would have been a fatal mistake.
Man, it would have been a
That would have
first
been a
round
fatal
knockout.
mistake. Listen, y'all talk about Jake Paul. Y'all talk about AJ breaking his jaw. Butterbean was flatlining people.
He would have took your soul. He would have took your spirit. He wouldn't want to be even a
Listen,
promoter after that. But
Mike Tyson didn't take that Butterbean fight, and I think he didn't take it because there was some worries. There was some worries because Butterbean can move pretty quick for a big boy. He's trying everybody from. Like, so he might, I think he's chilling. He's chilling right now, Angie. Since the AJ fight, he's chilling. I think he's on his promoting. Um, Matter of fact, there was somebody he was going back and forth with. Um, Recently, it was somebody that I think he was going back and forth with that was trying to call him out. I think it was a UFC fighter, another one of those, and he was telling him, "All you UFC fighters say the same thing, and then I go in there and destroy y'all." I can't think of who it was. I'm gonna go back to see. But back to Jai Hovatai. His name, some reason, because BVO would do it. He bring up his name and bring up David Benavidez, and I'm like, well, both of them are cruiserweights. But the thing is, I think Jai Overtime has some plans on moving the heavyweight. So I don't know how that works. I think he's gonna move the heavyweight, which every cruiserweight does that. Evander Holyfield did it. Usyk did it. So I guess he's gonna go to heavyweight. Always use Buddy. Yeah, but Butterbean was my dude. So I think that's what he do. And I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna tell you like this though. Don't be too surprised if you look up and see David Benavidez as a heavyweight. I'm not because let me tell you something. After May 2nd, what's left for him? What the hell? He's not gonna go back to being a light heavyweight. Can't nobody beat him at 75.
Buying them new mop heads. Nobody goes on washing them.
I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah. Like can't nobody beat him at 75. So why would David go back to 75? He's not gonna stay at cruiserweight because there's nothing there. He's better off going
No.
to heavyweight. Now, who knows if we could see Jao Overtime and David Benavidez fight as heavyweights? That would be crazy. That would be good. Hey, Coach, I want to take it. I want to take it back for a second, and I didn't get to ask you. I didn't get to ask you. What was your thoughts on the MVP press conference with the ladies, man? We didn't really get to talk about what was your thoughts on that. What was your thoughts about the ladies, man? Because we was down there live in the living color. What you thought about that? Because that was a pretty impressive press conference. I'm not gonna lie. That was I enjoyed that press conference.
Listen, shout out to all of them because yeah, I'm not even gonna lie. You have to put it this way. It was a nice press conference for the ladies.
Yeah,
Um, it was interesting because they made it all about the ladies, and it's like they're trying to put the ladies behind their own programming. Like MVP is
yeah,
not just MVP now. MVP is not MVPW.
yeah,
It's not only that it's MVPW. It's MVPW with the greats. We have
yeah,
Amanda Serrano. We have like I can't imagine. Like think about it. We even have Holly Holm coming
yeah.
back.
Shout out to Harley
Like
Holmes, man. That was my first time seeing her in person too. I thought he was at work until I saw the smoke. Well, one thing about Coast, he gonna get one in. You'll see Coast at the cookout, Angie. You'll see him. You'll see him at the cookout. Oh, he gonna get it in, but at the same time, put hands and feet on you. I'm gonna tell you a story about Coast later, cause he a funny dude. I love him, but he a funny dude.
yeah, no,
Um,
I'm at my friend's job, the studio. He works at a music studio in the Bronx.
um, hey man, Alicia Baumgartner looked like she was ready to fight that day, man. She looked like she was ready to go that day, man. I said, "Damn, Alicia, you showing off? You got your arms out, the muscles showing." She looked like she was ready to scrap. I said, "Man, this girl she
Listen,
fighting."
Alicia always wants to smoke. She comes with the smoke. She's like, no fucks given, man. She came there looking real presentable,
Yes,
looking how what's the word I'm looking for? Looking very champ like.
yes,
She was looking very champ like.
and she's a fan favorite. Um, you
She's
could
a draw
you could talk to Alicia,
and have a decent conversation, absolutely.
and you see the energy when she came to the stage before we said anything to her. You understand? I just looked at the video that Thomas posted where Thomas was saying something about the face. She said, huh? And then she responded. See, but I like that. I like how they could be. I don't like the ones that be all uptight that you can't say nothing to. You know, people like her and Amanda are amazing women.
And
They're
also
amazing.
shout out to all oh my God. Who was standing right next to Alicia?
Oh, that wasn't Stephanie, was it? It was a girl. It was either Stephanie or Cruz. It was one
No,
of them.
no. I'm talking about
Oh, you talking about
during
the
the interview.
interview? Stephanie.
Um, no.
Stephanie.
Crucian. No, not
You talking about when it was? You talking about when it was? Oh, it was. You talking about when it was Alicia, Stephanie, and
French.
Shadeja Green.
No,
Shadeja Green. You took
Shadeja.
Shadeja,
Yeah.
yeah, Shadeja.
So look,
Oh, Shadeja
I
looked like she
liked.
ready to.
Look, I liked it
Eh?
because she made it been known like if he wants to, y'all can make it a 12-minute, 3-minute fight. Y'all can make it that, but is it really
Yeah.
gonna go the distance?
When she said
Is it
that,
going to
I
go the
said.
distance?
But when she said that, I said, "Oh my God!" You heard all of us at the same time. We was like,
Everybody,
"Ooh." Even Alicia, even
was
Stephanie
like
made a face like,
Stephanie
okay,
and Stephanie and what's her name made a face.
yeah." She made a so when she said that, will it go? I looked at the face she made. I was like, oh yeah, she dead.
Now you
Because
know
you
it's
know what
gonna be a
though?
fight.
Let's be honest. Because now that we talking about it, and like I said, I know y'all see the thumbnail. I thought y'all was talking about John Overtime. We did talk about him. We just congratulated on him. Because until we know what he's doing next, we can't. It ain't really much we can do about him. Um, a lot of people are not agreeing with this Alicia Bob gun. Excuse me, take that back. Michaela Mayer and Carissa, they're like, nah, man, we don't want to see that because that's a how much credit will you give Shields for beating her? But
Fuck
now
all
when we
that
talk,
shit. We keeping these fighters active. That's what we
yeah,
doing.
but when we talk about Shadeja Green and Carissa, oh man, do you know what that press conference will look like? What it's going to sound like? Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ, Jesus
At
Christ.
MSG.
I think so. I think so.
Big, big
The
fight.
crazy thing is, the crazy thing is, we have one side, Shadeja Green, and Jake Paul on the other side. And then you know who we got on the other side? We got Salida Promotions and Carissa Shields. We know how this movie goes. Make sure y'all get your tickets for MSG. Well, polite. The problem with that is I never had. I'm not going to say I didn't have no plans to go, but if I get credentials, if I get credentials for this fight April 10th at Jersey, I might not be at Madison Square Garden. I'm just being real. Cause I gotta see Ofacio. I
Listen,
gotta see Keith. I gotta see Keith
listen.
Cologne. I
Yeah,
gotta see him.
yeah. Chat. You know he's lying. He's gonna be at both of them. He's gonna be at both.
I can't be at both of them. One because one is in the Garden Friday night, and the other one is across the water at the Prudential Center. I can't do both. At least listen,
Is
if
it
they
the
was
same
doing
day?
no, it's the same day, but it's just that I can't do both. You got to remember that fight with Keith Cologne and them. That's going to start late. You can't do both. Ringmasters don't start until 6 p.m. Friday on April 10th.
And the fight ain't the fight April 17th.
No, but he's talking about going to an amateur show the same day as their show at the Prudential
Mm-mm.
Center. I can't do both.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I can't do both. Now the only thing is now I could if I don't get credentials for April 10th, then I can pull up to the Garden. That ain't an issue. But I ain't gonna lie, I gotta be there. I gotta be at that Prudential Center though, man. I gotta be at the Prudential. Now, as far as getting tickets for April,
Fasting
now
right now.
far as getting tickets for April 10th. I mean, excuse me, getting tickets for April 17th. Yeah, I'm trying to be in the Garden April 17th. Get on that train, Mike. Oh, I'm definitely getting on the train, but I can't do two shows, Angie, in one day. I can't do an amateur and pro. The only way I'll be able to do that is if the Ringmaster show was on a Saturday and they would have did it like early at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and this, I'd have been able to be like, all right, I could do both. But when they both start around the same time, it's impossible. It's impossible to do. Cause I literally have to Coach hit me accident. She said Coach hit me by accident. Nah, but April 17th, get your tickets.
It's
And the
gonna
tickets is
be
out already. Yo, I'm just waiting for them to put the credentials out. I said I guess they putting the rest of the card together. But they put
Mhm.
the tickets out pretty fast. I didn't think the tickets would be out so fast. They didn't waste no time.
Because that fight alone, those two fights on the card sells itself.
Not
It
only
sells
that,
itself.
people gonna come out for Alicia. It's
And people's
Shadeja
gonna come
too.
out,
What's
automatically
Shadeja
coming
too?
out for Amanda Serrano.
Yeah. And Shadeja, with her being from Jersey, Jersey, we love Jersey. Jersey gonna come through. Jersey gonna come through. You know what I'm saying? So that's the great thing about it. I'm just waiting for them to put the credentials out. Look, she put the that's right. Thanks for dropping that, Ange. Everybody go there, get your tickets. Get your tickets fast because March is ending sooner than you think. So make sure y'all get y'all tickets. That's not gonna be one you're gonna want to miss. Um, Let me ask you something, Coach.
What's up?
We have Caroline DeBar. We have Caroline DeBar, and we got Harper fighting April 5th, right? We got that right.
Hmm.
If Caroline
Ain't that
DeBar
fight?
is
Is
just,
that fight happening in O2 Arena?
think so. I'm gonna watch it
If
though. I'll tell
not,
you that. I'm definitely gonna watch it April 5th. Please believe that because if Caroline DeBar, which I don't want to say if, no disrespect to Terry Hopper, but if she's successful, would you like to see later this year Alicia Bob Garner versus Caroline DeBar?
I would like to see it, but we can't talk too much into the future because we don't know what's going to happen in that fight.
That's what I said. Like basically, we got to see how Alicia does in her fight the 17th. But before her fight comes the 17th, Caroline has hers the 5th of April. Make sure y'all go and watch that April 5th. Caroline DeBar versus Terry Hopper. It's gonna be a good one. You know what? Hopper got stopped. Hopper got stopped real bad when she fought Alicia. I never see somebody stop in the middle of the ring like that. I said, what kind of punch did Alicia hit her with that she freeze in the damn ring like that? That was crazy.
Completely
That
froze.
was
Talking
She
about like,
completely froze.
bro, y'all want to talk about when the
bro,
stock market drops? That's what happened when the stock market drops.
bro, she hit her and then she just went in her pocket and answered her phone. She found the phone ring. It's like she heard her phone ringing and she just went in her pocket and answered. And I'm like, why are you in the middle of a fight? Like, who does that? Who does that in the middle of a fight? But nah, I said, well, maybe Alicia just hit her with something that she couldn't come back from. Yeah, but that's gonna be a good fight. But hey, Angie, April 17th, Angie, get your tickets. You ain't doing nothing April 17th. Get your tickets, cause I'm putting in
If
my
you can't get
credentials
your
for that.
ticket, if y'all can't get your ticket, y'all better go tune in. It's gonna be on ESPN.
First of all, that night at the Garden is gonna be bananas. Let's get that straight. April, the weather will be a little more nice. It probably won't be
Man,
so cold. Oh man,
it's
dog.
gonna be nice. It's gonna be nice. Look how today and yesterday was over here.
Well, just imagine if today was April 17th. Man, man, you never got hit so hard. You answered the phone. That's when you hear. Yeah, exactly. That's what she did when Alicia hit her. She answered the phone.
Oh shit! When she said that, you know what fight came in my head?
What?
Zhang versus Wilder.
Oh shit.
My man turned around to go pick up the phone.
Yo, I
Turned back
tell you what.
around. What happened? Boop.
King Kong. Yo, listen. Charles Martin versus Charles Martin versus King Kong Ortiz. When he hit that dude, when he hit Charles Martin, and that dude, I said, what the hell is Charles looking at? It's like
The
somebody called his
soul
name.
left his body.
Yo, I said I ain't never seen the dude get hit and freeze. That was probably the only two times I've seen something like that. Matter of fact, no,
No,
because
no, no.
when Brian Mendoza hit Sebastian Fedora, I said,
We ain't talking about that fight. Bro, listen, I'm gonna be
yo.
honest. Look, that fight was the first time I started smoking again. I was high off of one blunt.
She said, hello,
And
hello.
when I started watching that fight, oh my God. I saw that whole fight, bro. I shit you not, in slow motion. My heart was
Yeah.
racing because I seen it coming. And I'm like, not like I seen it coming. It's like after he hit him with that shot, all of the shots I've seen after that was slow motion for me. It was like, boom, he froze. He just stood there. Niggas like, what happened? Just
I
like this. What
said,
happened?
he's gonna
I'm
beat
over
him.
here yelling. I'm like, go get him. I'm over here yelling at the TV, go
No.
get him.
But I'm like, Sebastian gonna beat him. I'm my mind, I'm like, Sebastian gonna beat him, right? I was like, nah, Sebastian gonna get him out of here. And then he just catches Sebastian with that one shot. Sebastian just froze, and after that, it was timber.
Lights out.
When you know he's big, so he's 6'5". So you know it took him a while to fall. It took him a
When when
while.
when when you guys hear the definition of chopping the tree down, that's what we call chopping the tree down.
Yo, and that was probably Brian Mendoza's greatest win because he'll always be the
Yeah,
known as the guy
you're
who
making
gave him his
upsets.
first loss.
But not only that, you have to figure too. Before that, Brian Mendoza fight before that, he was an underdog too and got a knockout in that. So that's why they was like,
Yeah,
"Oh
I
my
mean,
God, Brian
boxing's
Mendoza
funny.
has done it again." It's just crazy.
Boxing's funny because Brian Mendoza went and fought Tim Tszyu, and Tim Tszyu demolished his ass. Tim Tszyu goes and fights Fedora. First
Come
one,
on,
I'm not using no excuse. That Gash played a serious role because he was piecing them up a little bit. But hey,
absolutely.
Sebastian won. But that second fight, I was like, yeah, Tim, you clearly lost this one, baby. But
And
Tim,
it's
I'm gonna give him. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna give Tim credit in that second fight because
you have to.
he still managed to catch Sebastian with punches that he shouldn't have been getting caught with.
I
He shouldn't have
think
been getting caught with
I'm gonna
them.
be honest with you. The second fight, I think the first fight had a big role to do with the second fight. I think Tim Tszyu's spirit was already broken going into that fight. I already
Yeah.
think he went into that ring a defeated man because the first fight is he basically like I gave this man everything I had, even with the gash in his eye. Don't get it twisted. Even with the
Um.
gash, yes, it made a difference
You know what?
because of the gash and the blood, but he was
You know,
still fighting.
I
It was
said this
still
recently.
in the game.
Had Tim
Hmm.
Tszyu would have won that second fight, I think we would be seeing the trilogy. Had
Absolutely,
Tim Tszyu would have won that,
absolutely.
we wouldn't be talking about Keith Thurman and Spandora. We would be talking
I like
about
that
Tim.
fight
And
though. I like that fight though.
let me tell you something. I have no
I
issue
love
with it,
it.
but I felt like Tim Tszyu kind of spoiled it because we could be talking about a trilogy. I got no beef with the Thurman one. All I'm saying is, after what we saw in those first two fights, had he would have did, let's just say if what he was doing in the second fight would have worked, and if there was a possibility he could have stopped Fedora or put him out. Oh my God! we would have to run it back. It would have to be a
Mm-hmm.
trilogy. But being that wasn't the case, we got Thurman and Fedora. Um, which, hey, I think Fedora. Well, I think Keith is going to do as much as Sebastian allows him to do, and not taking nothing away from Keith. But
Mm-hmm.
Unless Keith has a trick up his sleeve or has something planned that we're not expecting, I see Keith getting, yeah.
Look,
And
I'm
let's
gonna be
not take
honest.
it.
I
Yeah,
see, I see, I see Keith, realistically, Keith gets stopped by Frank Fandora, probably somewhere in the late rounds. I would think, I won't say conditioning. I would say, how many times he had off out the ring and back in the ring. Yeah, he looked it good against his last fight against, I believe he fought this guy named Javis. And yeah, he did. He looked good against a guy named
you
Javis
talking about
because the guy
Keith?
Javis, yeah.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
Keith was supposed to
I
be
didn't
a
even know
guy like
I didn't
him.
even know who that dude was. I ain't gonna even hold you. I was like, who the
Exactly
hell?
my
I
point.
said, who the hell? Where did he pick him up at a construction site? Who is this dude?
Exactly my point. So it's like you got this guy who's fighting nobody who knows who he's
Um,
fighting. Like
I'm gonna tell
you're supposed to be a guy like that, but now you're fighting a guy like Fandora.
you,
You
there's
need to have some
nobody. I don't
tricks
want to
in your
say
sleeve.
nobody. I don't want to say there's nobody because after the 28th of this month, whatever happens in that fight, is Fendora's the last man standing. Now we got to start
You
looking
have
at
to
some
give
other.
him props.
Now we got to start looking at some other possibilities, right? Now we
Hmm.
got to start looking at. We got to start looking at Xander. We got to start looking at Josh Kelly. We got to start looking at Boots. And we got to go. All right, gentlemen, who's up next? Who's up next? Because I like Boots, but even with Boots versus people gonna go with who they feel is popular. We can't just jump out there and say Boots destroys Fedora. We just can't do that. We can't just get out there and say that because now
Right.
it becomes favoritism. And I'm probably more of a Boots fan than I am Fedora, but I like Fedora. But we can't just jump out there and be like Boots destroys him.
Hmm.
Because what if he goes out there? What if he stopped Boots? I'm trying to look at it from both ways. But people look at it, you should go for Boots because Boots is black and Fedora's a Mexican. And man, that ain't got shit to do with it. I don't do the color
Hmm.
thing. I don't do the color thing. I love everybody. And I have a right to say who I think that who will win and who won't win. And we can't just say that Jerron Boots Ennis steamrolls through him, but we also can't say that Fedora steamrolls through Boots. Because what if he gets in there and Boots makes him work for it? What if Fedora makes him work for it? What if he gets in there with Xander and everybody goes, "Oh man, this is easy. Sebastian Fedora should get Xander Zayas the hell up out of here," and then Xander come with some type of shit that we wasn't expecting. Vice versa. But what you have is a couple fanboys out here, coast that they just going for the guy that who they feel is more popular. They're not going for the guy for his, ability. I think he's the better boxer. Da 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 da. They can't even explain to you, and that's
Yeah.
crazy to me. Because if he gets past Keith Thurman, now everybody goes, "Well, I'm not Keith Thurman. He beat up on a guy who's damn near 40." Okay, well, remember before Tim Zoo lost, Tim Zoo was the guy. Rather if you
Yeah.
liked him or not. Rather if you liked him or not. So I'm thinking there's nobody left at 54 but the three guys that I just brought to your attention. Because we can't count Virgil. We don't know what's going on with Virgil. We know what's going on with Virgil, but how things are set up, we might not see Virgil of this year because he's in hot. It seemed like I don't know that situation is iffy right now. So we move Virgil to the side for a second until we can figure out what's going on with him. Josh Kelly Xander Zayas boots. Now I want to ask you if he's victorious the 28th, Sebastian that is. Which one of you guys? Which one of those guys would you like to see him in?
Honestly, it would be say Sebastian Fandor. I mean, it would be Xander Zayas.
Because remember, Xander was trying to pull up on him before. But
Mm-hmm.
Gabrielle Fedora, his sister shut that down.
Yep, I remember.
It, she shut that down. They couldn't even do a face off. And she did it
Yeah,
almost like I felt like she did it on some like, all right, you tell me if I'm wrong. She did it on some like,
you're not gonna
well,
size my brother up type shit.
not only that, like, who are you? That's how I felt like she did. I'm not questioning him, but I felt like that's how she did it. Like, you see the face she made, like, man, like, nigga, who are you? No, we not doing that. We not doing that. Cause that's the
Mm-hmm.
vibes I got. That's the vibes I got from her. Like,
Mm-hmm.
we
No,
not doing that.
I could see that. I could see that. I
We
could
not doing
definitely see
that.
that. You
Like,
not you
it
put it
was
to
almost
light.
like, fam, we not thinking about you. Who you? That's what I felt
Mm-hmm.
like. Like, who you? But Xander's in the position that he's in. There's no running. There's no hiding.
Facts.
There's no avoiding. There's no different sides of the streets. All that is out the window. We can get this going. Let's get it going. But you know what? I think Josh Kelly and Xander been talking, so I don't know if they're gonna try to go next. So I want to see it. I want to see what happens with that. I don't know much about Josh Kelly, so I can't sit here and disrespect him just because I don't know much about him. I can't do that. But if we can make the Xander and Josh Kelly, let's make it though. Let's go. 54 right now. Um, it's interesting. Um, we don't know what Jamel Charlo's doing. Jamel is, he's getting at that age. You hear rumors about him slowly trying to come back. Um, Earl Spence, but I think Earl Spence not coming back at 54, maybe 60. Even if he did come back at 54, a lot of these guys that we're mentioning, for some of the ones who's trying to come back, I don't want to say a past their prime, but 54 is filled with a lot of different people now. So I don't know. Yo, somebody got music on? I don't want it on the tool. Somebody got music on back there? Oh,
Say
okay.
what?
No, because I didn't want the music. I didn't want the music to be on the background because I don't want them to hit me.
No, yeah,
Yeah, you got
it's
it.
what's it called?
Yeah, you
It's
got to
not.
probably.
It's what's it
Okay.
called? It's they won't hit you for those type of music because it's not copyright and it's studio music.
Yeah. Okay. I don't want them to hit me with it. Okay. So when you look at boxing right now, it's a lot going on, but it's very little to talk about when you think about it.
Right.
Like the whole Alicia thing and what they got going, beautiful. Then you look up. I read some matter of fact something. I don't know if you got hit with the same thing in your email that I got hit with. So today they brought up the whole Tank Davis and Pitbull Cruz saying that possibly this summer
Hey, Davis.
they yeah they brought up Tank. This is what I was like. I don't know how where they got it from, but they said Tank Davis and Pitbull they would like to make that in the summer. I said y'all keep bringing Tank up, but we don't know about his situation unless they know something we don't know because they might know
Exactly.
something we don't know. If they're trying to get something going in the summer, maybe Tank doesn't have to go away and do no time. So I don't know. But when I read it in my email about him and Pitbull trying to get it on for the summer, I was like, oh, okay. Maybe there's a chance it could happen. I don't
Right.
know. Um, we have to wait to see what happens. But coach, look, I write this down and we're gonna do this again, man.
For sure.
All right, man. I appreciate you, bro. All
All right, man.
right. All right, y'all. We're gonna get up out of here. I appreciate y'all. Of course, I'll be back tomorrow. I already got past my hour. I ain't want to be on too long, but I'll be back. Probably not in the morning, maybe the afternoon. Y'all will find out tonight when I post it. But I love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Safe travels out there. Make sure that y'all continue to protect your peace, space, surroundings. Y'all know what it is. It's the No Duck Zone podcast. Let's go.